Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are here at Disneyland Paris to go through the park and look at it through the eyes of the ones who have created it. How are we going to do this? Via this book.
Let us explain Disneyland Paris from sketch to reality. It's a somewhat rare coffee table book that you can only find a few more copies online. And we are gonna go in depth, behind the scenes, Disneyland Paris.
This book was created somewhere in the early 2000s by, and then let me just like have a little peek, Alain Letier and Didier Guess?
I guess.
I guess we'll put like the names here.
Yeah.
But this book shows so much information of the Disney parks. And since this is such a rare book that can easily go from like 300 to 1,500 euros, we want to like share the information that is in here because it is honestly too good to gatekeep or to like just
Keep for ourselves.
yeah, have somebody in a random collection sitting around.
We're gonna explore what it was, what it could have been, what it is today.
This book holds so much information, and this park was actually built by the legend himself, Tony Baxter. Well, not only him with a hammer,
Built
only him with a
everything.
hammer and some nails, but like he was at the forefront as the lead Imagineer, and he gave so much interviews that are in this book, together with Eddie Soto, who was the vice president of
Creative.
concept.
So let's give you a little bit of a history lesson as to why this park was built in France and how it is tied to Walt Disney himself more than you actually realize.
So, the WDI, or better known as Walt Disney Imagineers, were thinking, what and where will we build our new park after the completion of Tokyo Disneyland? Well, long story short, France. But why France?
So after visiting 1,200 places, France and Spain were the top two choices. So why France? At the time, Paris was the most visited city in Europe, and France just wanted it more, giving more incentives to Disney.
Michael Eisner and his second, French Wells, also liked it so much that like Central Europe was basically France. So finally landing on France, the Imagineers got the green light to build here. Marne-la-Vallée. This city is like approximately 32 kilometers from Paris. But remember how we said that Disney ties in a little bit more to France than you would think? That is because Disney historians started researching France and everything around the Walt Disney Company and the Disney family in particular. When they were looking for this, they found that the Disney family probably came from a little village near Normandy called
Isigny.
Isigny-sur-Mer. Yeah, thank you. And that also like got like over the ages shortened to d'Isigny, so meaning from Insigny, and that then over the ages translated to, again, the apostrophe falling away, and then you had Disney.
But that's not all. When Walt was 18, he was sent to France during World War I to be a Red Cross ambulance driver here in the region of Marne-la-Vallée, where he fell in love with European fairy tales such as Snow White, Cinderella, and Sleeping Beauty. So it makes sense that the castle is also inspired by Sleeping Beauty herself.
But more on that later. And isn't it a beautiful full circle moment? After a long marathon of negotiations with the Prime Minister, Michael Eisner and the Prime Minister, and now I have to cheat again, his name was Jacques Chirac, signed an official agreement called Convention d'État to build in Marne-la-Vallée, Disneyland Paris.
Legends Imagineer Tony Baxter was tasked with designing this beautiful park and getting the rich European history into the park, basically. He explored Europe along with a group of 7 people, which were known as Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, because it was 7 men and 1 woman, and they explored all of Europe to get the history and to portray it into this beautiful park.
So they started renting a van in Germany. They took the van and they drove everywhere. They went to the Netherlands, they went to like Germany itself. They went to France. They went to like everywhere you can imagine. But particularly one country, especially to do some inspiration on, is Denmark. Because Denmark has actually two of the oldest theme parks in the world in operation still to this day. One of them, Tivoli Gardens. Tivoli Gardens was also a park that gave Walt huge inspiration in 1950 when he wanted to create his own Disneyland.
After all that inspiration, the work began at a scale never seen before in this region. And after many obstacles, the park opened on the 12th of April, 1992, 1 minute after 9 o'clock.
Why, we have absolute no clue. We tried to look it up, but that's how it's in the book. So, how do you build a park like that? With models. Very, very large models. So why don't we go and explore the park and see how you create a park from sketch to reality.
When the work begins to pile up and your temper starts to rile up, that's the time a fella needs a song.
Dr. Banker,
Butcher, baker,
you can be a merrymaker.
if you keep on singing all day long.
La 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 la.
If you're hanging in suspense from 8 till 5,
And you want to keep the sense of humor alive.
just whistle while you work. Put on that grin and start right in to whistle loud and long.
Just hum a merry tune. Just do your best and take a rest and sing yourself a song. When there's too much to do, don't let it bother you.
Or get into trouble, try to be just
Like
like
the cheerful chickadee and whistle while you work. Come on, get smart, tune up and start to whistle while you work.
There's too much to do, don't let it bother you.
Forget your trouble, try to be just like
Now the park is open.
Yeah.
Let's return to how it was built. How do you create a park from sketch to reality? And how do you do that?
You do that with a very, very large scale of the park and also the attractions. As you can see on the images and the footage that was taken by Eddie Soto, Senior Vice President of Concept Design.
Construction began at Disneyland from 1985 till 1992, meaning for the whole finished product from the concept, it took them only 7 years to build. Now, Disney opened with a grand spectacle with some artists that are still known today. This included performances from Cher, Jose Carreras, Gloria Estefan, the Gypsy Kings, Tina Turner, and many more. So let's have a look where they performed.
Here at the Discovery Theater behind us was a stage where Cher performed alongside Mickey during the grand opening of Euro Disney.
It is at this spot that Michael Eisner and Roy Disney officially opened Euro Disney.
The moment has arrived to welcome the world to Euro Disney, and here to make that welcome is the Vice Chairman of the Walt Disney Company and the son of one of our founders, Mr. Roy Disney.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you, everyone. I'd like to dedicate Euro Disney by using the words of a remarkable man, my uncle Walt Disney. He said them on the day one of his fondest dreams came true. To all who come to this happy place, welcome. This is your land. Here age relives fond memories of the past, and here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future. We hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to the world. Now I'd like to ask Michael and Bob Fitzpatrick, the president of Euro Disney, to join me as we cut the ribbon that will officially open the park.
Et maintenant, je déclare Euro Disney officiellement ouvert.
So with those words of Michael Eisner and Roy Disney, we are here in this beautifully opened Disneyland Paris. And let's explore all the secrets it will hold via the book.
Join us on our first part about Main Street and how it could have looked completely different as the original plan was set in the roaring 20s in Hollywood with Art Deco design.
Until our next adventure.